As we prepare for Stewardship Gathering next Sunday, we continue our tradition of inviting members of our congregation to come forward and share their particular faith story as they would like to do so. This week, we're very excited to welcome Erin MacKenzie, who has grown up at St. Peter's and been such a vital part of our community life in so many ways. Erin, would you come forward?
Good morning, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Erin MacKenzie. I am 26 years old and have been attending St. Peter's since I was 3. My earliest memory at St. Peter's is downstairs in the big classroom in Sunday school, sometime around Easter, having an Easter egg hunt. And as many church kids do, I have my collection of heartwarming and sometimes hilarious moments of growing up at church. Some from the Christmas pageant. While the shepherds were staring in awe at the angels, I was a sheep on the floor here, turning somersaults apparently one year. Several years later, as an angel, as we were singing Angels We Have Heard on High, I was proudly singing We Are Chelsea's Angels instead of In Excelsis Deo. More recently, funny story, as now I've become apparently an adult in the church, I've had to adjust to now calling people who have known me since I was this high by their first names instead of Mr. or Mrs. or insert preferred honorific here. And there was, I think during high school, a year where I just stopped referring to anybody by any name because the cognitive dissonance was too much. I couldn't make my mouth and my brain connect and call people by what they were now suddenly asking me to call them. In high school, my friends would always joke about how each of us had our own way. We always seemed to begin stories, like one time at band camp or one time at soccer practice. They joked that all my stories seemed to begin with, oh, this one time at church. Over my years at St. Peter's, I've been part of several ministries, some of them happening during the church services. I've done readings, I've ushered, I've acolyted. I've been part of the Friday night community supper program up in the parish hall. Most recently, I've been a part of vestry. I'm currently a part of vestry. And at one point or another, either past or currently over the years, I've probably been involved with every single music ministry offered by St. Peter's. The opportunities to serve each Sunday have been a blessing. They probably helped me during the period in my preteens and early teens when, again, like a lot of church kids, I was more coming to church each Sunday because my parents told me I had to than because I wanted to. But I grew out of that, thankfully, partially helped by acolyting and reading. It helped me feel more involved in the service, become more curious about church history and the meaning of why we did what we did each Sunday. And it also exposed me to special services that I otherwise would not have become involved with, including the Holy Week services. Probably Maundy Thursday and the Easter Vigil, along with Christmas Eve, are probably two of my favorite services of the church year. The music ministries have also been important. There have been times in my life, past and present, when outside circumstances have conspired to keep music in other ways out of my life, but music at church has always been there for me. Fun fact, the bell choir at St. Peter's is probably one of the big reasons I ended up going to college where I did. I've been involved with the bell choir since I was 9 or 10 years old. And when I heard Westminster Choir College had an auditioned bell choir, oh my gosh, sign me up. Vestry has been important recently because it has given me the opportunity to start to figure out how to transition to being and acting as an adult at St. Peter's. Again, there are so many people here who have known me since I was yay high, and that's been an adjustment for me. The community supper program has been a big part of my life at St. Peter's and my whole family's since almost 2 decades now. My grandmother ran the suppers when I was a child, and sometime during my teenage years, my mother took over the suppers. Now we're still continuing the Friday night supper program even during the pandemic. It's just a really beautiful way to continue to see people and serve people and remind me that we're all in this together. So kind of tying that back onto the subject of stewardship, our stewardship campaign this year is focusing on a couple of lines from the Prayer for the Parish from our Book of Common Prayer. Grant us all things necessary for our common life, and bring us all to be of one heart and mind within your holy church. My experience through the years with everything St. Peter's has given me through all these various ministries makes me think of a type of stewardship I'm seeing at St. Peter's and in the world more and more often nowadays, and I think it's especially important with everything going on now. It's called mutual aid, and it's not so much the haves giving to the have-nots. It's everybody realizing that we all have something we can give, and likewise, not one of us can say we aren't also in need of help with certain things. And I think that's something very good to keep in mind during any stewardship campaign, but especially this year. This isn't just about deciding how much you're going to pledge to the church. It's about what can you do for each other so that we're all able to continue helping each other, to give us what we need for our common life and help us continue to be of one heart and one mind within the church. Thank you.